welcome into the State Champs podcast studio room. This time we have a little bit different of a setup, and for you Above the Net fans, we have a special show, State Champs at the State Finals, because we just had the Volleyball State Finals, which were 4 great games. So before we get into that, I got to tell you guys, look at our friend Vince Muscat. He is out at Siesta Keys enjoying a lot better weather than we have out here. Vince, thanks for joining us even though you're on vacation.
Yeah, no problem. I was hoping to tape this on the beach, but I couldn't get the connection. The Wi-Fi didn't pick up that far. So
I know, for all of you guys listening and watching, we did talk about it last week that Vince was going to be enjoying himself out on the beach. We were going to get a good little water picture, but it's all right. Technology, it's okay. Before we get going, Vince, can you believe the season's already done and over with? I know you made predictions last week, but it was a wild semifinals.
I drove out there Thursday to watch the Division 4 and the Division 1 semis. And my prediction for D1 almost came true. In those semis, Northville beat them in Saline in 5. What a great match to watch. Even Marian and Forest Hills Northern was very competitive. I thought I've been watching the state finals for the last probably 15, 20 years. Hit or miss a few because I've been gone. One of the best finals weekend I've watched or just observed over the last couple days on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A lot of 5-set matches, some epic comebacks. Even the 3-set matches or the 4-set matches, it's just really competitive volleyball, and I think it goes to show you the high school volleyball is really taken off. Kids are playing a lot more, and it's becoming more competitive, and it's really exciting for the sport.
Yeah, agreed 100%. And in the state finals, all 4 divisions, all 4 games were also super competitive. And you talked about comeback wins. Well, in Division 4, we had just that. And I also have to give a shout out to all of the student sections that were out there because they look like they're having a grand old time and were really giving their teams momentum just by cheering them on. So you had that 7th man in the stands, so to say. But
that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. The whole community backing these teams, which is awesome. Let's wait no further. We'll go head into Division 4. We had Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart took on Athens, and this one was a battle. Athens dominated the first 2 sets, 14-25 and then 13-25. But Sacred Heart rallied back. We talked about a comeback. Here is one. The Irish won the next 2 sets, and they were close, 25-23 and then 27-25. So that takes us to the 5th and final set. The Irish completed the comeback, and Sacred Heart won its first ever state title.
Congratulations to Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart.
I mean, I'm just in awe right now. I mean, to come back from those first 2 sets and then just to take them by storm in the 3rd set, I'm so excited for my team. I'm so excited for the school. I mean, this is our first championship in volleyball in our school history, so I'm so excited for this.
I feel so unbelievable. I feel like I'm still dreaming that this really happened. Just so excited. They really worked really hard, and they just kept coming. They kept coming. It's such a momentum game, and the energy was big, and our crowds really helped us with that. Our bench really helped us with that. It was a full team effort. Everybody came off the bench and played this match to contribute, and just this team, they've been able to do anything they put their minds to this season, and they just proved it.
Vince, you see this team, you see this matchup. What did you think of this division?
Yeah, when you start down 2-0 in the most important game of the year under the lights in a big crowd, it's not just the fans from both schools there. It's other coaches from across the state. Some families make weekends of it. So this is down to the last match. Sacred Heart lost pretty decisively, 25-13, I think 25-15. So for them to come back, it was exciting. It reminded me a lot of Reese last year in SMCC in the Division 3 final. Sacred Heart just, even coming off 2-0, just felt more relaxed, and they played with more of a sense of urgency. Hats off to Athens. What a great year. They knocked off the number 1 team in regionals. Elena Brewbreaker was really good. She had 56 assists. Kylie Quist had 20 kills. For Sacred Heart, Lily Laney really stepped up, had 19 kills. And then libero Bridget Ruiz had 29 digs. So just a back and forth competitive match, and that's what you want to see at that smaller school level.
You know, when we look ahead to Division III, it's another first state title for one of these teams. Well, we had Pewamo-Westphalia. They went head-to-head with Kalamazoo Christian. PW came out with momentum, taking the first set 25-17. They stayed strong in the second set. It was closer, 25-23, but Kalamazoo Christian wasn't going down without a fight. They kept the match alive, winning the third set, but Pewamo-Westphalia got back in control and closed out the match with a 25-17 win to take home the program's first ever state title. How exciting for that.
It's electric, like the feeling that like I have personally is like, holy crap, like we finally did this, like it's crazy. Like a lot of teams like just can't get to the point where we at, and it's crazy, it's insane.
I feel like it hasn't set in a lot for the kids because it just happened, but the emotions are high. We really fought hard to get where we are. The journey here was just incredible, and to finally get a trophy for the school was huge. I couldn't be happier. They showed up all summer for the last, especially these girls, for the last 3 years. I've had a lot of them since the COVID year that were pulled up playing on a team, and we came so close last year, and to finally cross the finish line was just, it's a great feeling, it really is.
And Vince, you talked about Pewamo-Westphalia all season long. I think you predicted this one, actually.
Yeah, it was whoever won the SMCC Pewamo match. I got to see Pewamo at a tournament end of September. They're not built like a typical Division III school where there's not as many athletes. In the school size is smaller, so Coach John Thielen did a great job with his team. He's got a very physical group of kids. Got some height, athleticism, really good setter who knows how to dish the ball. For Kalamazoo Christian, Holland DeVries had 17 kills. You had Lois Stecker with 38 assists, and she threw in 3 kills there. And then for Pewamo, Sage Martin, 13 kills, Danny Pohl, 10 kills, and then their junior setter, Taylor Smith, had 36 assists. And I think Pewamo is going to be around next year, too. I think next year, if you start thinking about Division III, you're going to start thinking about Hawks SMCC. And then Pewamo is going to be right there, too, to try to defend their title. So they can enjoy this for a few days, and then I'm sure Coach John is thinking about how we're going to get back here again.
Yeah, definitely. Gosh, that was a good game there. And then moving on to Division II, this was a team that really wanted to get back here after coming up runner-up last season. And we are talking about North Branch. This was a team we talked about all season long. But they had a tough team to go against. They went up against Cadillac, which, as we know in volleyball, anything can happen. So this was a tough one. And the first set was back and forth, but North Branch found a way to come out on top. Are you ready for the score? 31-29. That was, wow, a crazy set there. But that started the momentum for North Branch, and they completed the sweep, had the momentum the rest of the way, and won the Division II state title. This was the 4th state title for North Branch, and it's first since 2016. So, as we know, this is a volleyball school, but like I said, they did finish runner-up last year. So for Jim Fish and his team, it has to feel good to come back and avenge that loss from last season.
It's everything. Sorry. I mean, we spent our whole lives dedicated to this sport. I mean, since like 6th grade, I've played with these girls. These girls they're my sisters now. And so it's just everything's gone into this game. I just can't explain it. No other way I'd rather go out. And these girls, they mean everything to me, and I could not have done this without any of them. Even the girls who maybe didn't see the court all the time, they meant so much to me and so much to this team. So there's no other way I'd rather go out.
I love this team. I've told them it's one of my, I have a lot of favorite teams. This is one of my all-time favorite because they've done everything I've asked. And the pressure has been on them all year long. Since some silly coach made a statement that we'll be back, mark it down, we'll be back. And I read that in the papers, and then I saw news. I think one of the stations led with that. It showed me in print that I said it. So I put the pressure on them. I wanted pressure on them, and they rose to that pressure. So they're going to enjoy this. We're going to Marshall. We're going to have a big championship dinner, and we're going to have fun.
At this time,
They were the favorites, my favorites all season long, and I know in some other rankings they've been top 1, 2, 3 in Division II. They're fun. high school team to follow. They're up in kind of the middle of nowhere. It is truly a community. They pack the stands, and it's a volleyball school. And Cadillac's the same way. Cadillac is, Coach Bryan's is really built a really solid program there. So it was fun to see two schools who are perennially solid, really good programs who always have a goal of making it to Battle Creek. Cadillac's Chris Muscat had 16 kills on the night. She was really carrying Cadillac. For North Branch, Aubrey Dostoevsky with 13 kills, setter Adrian Greshaw, 45 assists. Libero, one of the best liberos in the state, Haley Green with 25 digs. North Branch is going to be the favorite next year too. He was very junior heavy, had a starting freshman. So they're going to be the favorites to come back here next year and be the favorite. And I know Jim's really excited about the run that they can have, and they're going to have a target on their back next year as well.
Yeah, for sure. But Vince, how about that first set, 31-29? That is wild.
Yeah, North Branch had to make a run. They had to make a run. They were down big there, and Coach Fish called a timeout and made a run and kind of settled things down. And once that first set, if Cadillac could have, I'm sure Coach Bryan's is thinking if we could have pulled that first set off, we could have changed the match around. And North Branch ended up pulling that out in overtime.
Yeah. Gosh, what a great game there. And then, like you said, North Branch is going to head into next season with a target on their back. But how about a team who came into this season with a target on their back, and that is in Division I, Marian. This is the last game we've got for the finals, the last showdown in Division I between two top-notch teams, and we've talked about them both all season long, Marian and Northville. Remember, Northville handed Marian its only loss of the season earlier this year, so the first three sets were close, as we probably expected. Northville took set 1, 25-22, but Marian got into a rhythm. They took the next two sets, 25-22, so the same score there, but then dominated the fourth to go on and win the program's fifth state title. Izzy Busiani had 27 kills and added 20 digs. She's a name we've talked about all season long. And Ella Schomer tallied 14 kills and 17 digs, while Ava Sarafa had 45 assists. This Marian team is a squad full of talent.
I mean, I think we're all just so happy right now. People in the state were saying, Marian can't do it, they can't three-peat, they're gonna get knocked out. And I think making it to Battle Creek is amazing, but we knew that we wanted to win. And we had probably all the pressure in the world, #1 ranking in the state, and I think that we just took it and we fueled from it and we went out there and we fought.
It feels a little bit like I'm dreaming. Like the way we won is just surreal. We knew, Northville's a phenomenal team, well coached, so much talent on that team, and same for us. And the way we just turned it around when we were down by, 9 points, and turn around and just run with the rest of the match and dominate. It's just a very surreal feeling that I have, and I'm sure many of the players do as well.
Man, Vince, when you see this game, this matchup, what were your thoughts heading in just to the game?
I went with Marian, even though I said Celine would win. I thought Celine would beat Northville, but Northville is super talented. Abby Reck had 21 kills. I think Marian really found a way to neutralize Abby a little bit, especially after that first set, and did a really nice job of defending her. Lauren Hemming played outstanding for Marian defensively, really, especially in those second, third, fourth sets. Ella Craggs for Northville set a great match. She had 45 assists. I think the story of this was there's a couple sophomores that really are making a name for themselves now, and one, Ella Craggs at Northville, she's not flashy by any means in terms of just trying to do too much. She just sets hittable balls to her attackers and did a really nice job for Northville all season long. So look for her in the coming years. And then this is, we talk about Marian, we talk about Ava Sarafa, and you got to have a great setter, just like in football. You got to have a great quarterback for your team to do well. She's that. She had 45 assists on the day, and what's impressive about her is all season long, I think Marian hit over 310 on the year, which is unheard of. But I think the show for the match was Izzy Busiani. 27 kills, hit 300 from the outside position. She tied for the lead in the team in digs. These are the stages where you really set yourself up in the future. And as a sophomore, Izzy was the best attacker on the court that match and really impressed me. And I know Izzy's going to be a good player. She plays club with us, and I've seen it. But to do it on a big stage like that tells you she's got some about her that's going to be special. So she really played well. Ella Schomer, the right side, finished her career, great Marian career with 14 kills. And again, those Marian seniors, 3 state championships. Really, their freshman year, we lost to Mercy in the regional final in 5 sets to Mercy, who won it, and they had a shot at going 4 straight, which would have been great. But I'm sure they're happy with 3. Coach
no
Mason,
big deal.
I'm sure. Yeah, so they'll be good next year too. They've got to replace, but I think they're going to be right there next year as well with the underclassmen that they have coming back.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you think we could see this matchup again, whether it's in the semifinals or the finals next year?
Yeah, I mean, next year in Division I, you got Clarkston, who's going to be really good, who quite honestly, I said last week on the show, they probably should have been here. There's a bad break that they had in that quarterfinal. You've got Rockford, who I think is going to be really good next year with Coach Delacour having a young group of kids. Northville is going to be back there. Then you got some programs like South Lyon East, they were young. Saline is going to be back, so I'm already excited about next year.
Yeah, me too, for sure. And so when we look at these, were you 2 for 4 on your predictions or 3 for 4? Or am I getting it wrong?
I had Marian, I had North Branch winning, I had Pewamo winning, and then Sacred Heart pulled off the upset. So 3 out of 4 is not bad. That's, if you're a baseball player, that's a pretty good batting average. Yeah. So.
Yeah, so I guess we can trust your opinions and predictions moving forward.
I'd like to think that, but you can. I think one year I went 1 for 4, so it could have been. You could have a rough year every now and then. So.
Yeah,
especially when you're betting on teenage athletes. You never know who's going to handle the pressure and who's not, and so. But this year was a lot of fun. I enjoyed working with you, Sid.
Yeah, I enjoyed working with you too, Vince, and I wish I was in Florida. We could celebrate for a fun season, but we'll have to do it when you get back.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and thank you to all of our listeners and watchers this entire season for Above the Net and for this show of state champs at the state finals. It's been so fun, and we can't wait to do it next year where we're going to have a loaded of more talented teams just like they were this season. So it's going to be so much fun, and we are around the holidays, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Have a fun and safe holiday, and roll right into Christmas and New Year's and all the above.
Yeah, same here. Happy Thanksgiving, and hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. And stay tuned for that State Champs Player of the Year announcement coming up.
Yep, we will have that announcement next week, and you won't want to miss who it is, so stay tuned for that. All right, everyone, have a great day, and happy Thanksgiving.
State Champs at the State Finals is powered by Lawrence Technological University. Visit l2athletics.com and recruit yourself. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud sponsor of the MHSAA. The Detroit Medical Center's Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Pros. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. U.S. Navy Recruiting. Call 313-315-2560 and talk to a local officer to find out how the Navy can take you anywhere from the sea to the stars.